Hey everybody, this is Brian with Bear Cards 34. Today I'm going to show off my Chicago Bears graded cards. I don't have a lot of graded cards. If you follow my channel, you know most of my cards are ungraded, and I'm okay with that. I do love graded cards, however. They are pretty awesome. It's hard for me as a collector, though, to invest the money in the grades sometimes because I just like getting the cards. But when they are graded, I do love that. And I do have this idea someday of sending in a big submission. I've only graded 3 cards ever myself, and I did those through my local LCS, which is no longer around. If they were, I think I would probably take advantage of that quite a bit more these days. So I'm going to go ahead and show you all of my Chicago Bears graded cards in this video, and then I will make a second video. I have 2 of these boxes right here. That same LCS had given me these for free, which was really, really nice of them, to store my graded cards. The second video will be all of my non-Chicago Bears graded cards. But before I get into that, I do want to give a shout out to this channel. They're relatively new. This is AB Cards 2014. And I really love this channel. I came upon it by accident. Nathan and Ariana. And Ariana is a collector. She does this, I think Nathan is her dad. And they only have 4 subs. I am one of those 4 subs. And they do some great videos. They've opened a lot of retail cases and boxes, and it's awesome because Ariana, I have 3 daughters myself, and as a dad, seeing her interested in loving the football cards and opening the products, and she's very knowledgeable. When she was pulling variations, like she pulled a honeycomb and she knew right away that it was a honeycomb. So I just thought that was really cool. So I would love it if you guys would check them out. Show some love to them and their channel. Their first video was 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think they've got 15 videos out already. And Nathan had mentioned that he was helping Ariana start her own channel. So definitely check them out. I'll include a link to their webpage, or their YouTube page, in the description of my video. And one thing that was kind of cool, I have no idea when I opened this pack of 1999 Topps Finest. These are gorgeous looking cards. Ricky Waters, McDuffie, Glenn. I got a rookie card of Michael Cloud. But anyway, I hadn't noticed this at the time, but the Terrell Davis is a refractor. And these were only 2 per box, so like 1 in 12 packs. Beautiful looking card there, so that was pretty cool. I was excited to see that I had pulled that without knowing it at the time. All right, so we'll go ahead and get into this. The first card here, this is a 1986 Bears-Patriots police card of William Perry. That's during his, the same year as his rookie card for Topps. This is a mint 9. One of my viewers a long time ago had given me a heads up about this card and thought I might like it. So I got on eBay, put a bid in, and I won this card. And I love it. So I'll start it off with the fridge. Really love the image here where you got him on the sideline, just his big body with his number 72, William Perry. 1 year in Little League, I actually wore 72 for Perry. I did a lot of matching numbers with some of my favorite players. 1 year I did 99 for Dan Hampton. I wanted to do 41 for Brian Piccolo, but they did not have a number 41, so I did 42. Yeah, so very happy to have this card in my collection. All right, next up, I'll just kind of go through these. Let's see, we'll go this way. All right, so one of my favorite cards, this is the Walter Payton from 1991 Proline Portraits autograph, and really excited to get this card. And it does have the little embossed certified authentic right there. Now in the packs, the players would typically autograph it on the back. However, on some of these, I think they had extras because I did some TTMs as a kid, and some of the players would send me back an autograph with the certified logo with the autograph on the front, just like this one here of Walter. So definitely one of my favorite cards. Obviously, you guys know he's my all-time favorite player. The 34 in Bear Cards 34 is in relation to that. And so you're going to see a lot of Paytons here. So one of the things I did when I was first getting back into collecting was to have a graded card of every Walter Payton card from his playing days. So this is his final playing days card, the 87 Topps, in a PSA 9. Then I've got the 86 in an 8.5. I remember there was a 9 and it was quite a bit more, so I went with the 8.5. But very happy with that. I think it's a really clean, sharp-looking card. Next up, we've got the 1985 in a PSA 8. These ones are always harder to grade because of the black borders. But I love that card. I love all the Peyton cards, though. I think he and Bo Jackson and a couple other players just always had really good cards. Walter Payton 84 tops, PSA 8. These ones were tough with, sometimes they were off-center or, miscut. So happy to have that one as well. Then I've got the 1983 Walter Payton Mint 9. Love the headband on that one. Then we've got the 1982 Walter Payton in a 9. I love the Matsui card from that year because you've got Payton in the card with him as well. And then we've got the 1981 Topps All-Pro Near Mint 8. We've got the 1980. This is one of my favorite Walter Payton cards in the 8.5 right there. Walter Payton 79 in an 8. Then the 78, another one of my very favorites. This is a PSA 8 as well. And right here, this one, the 1977 Topps PSA 8. This is one of the 3 cards that I sent in to get graded. I bought this at a card shop in Salt Lake City. Man, what year would that have been? 2013 maybe. And I've just been kind of holding on to that and was really happy that it came back with an 8. Then we've got his rookie card, 1976. I bought this ungraded at a card show in maybe 2015 and had been holding on to it and sent this one in. And this is a really sharp 5. I was really hoping for a 6, 6.5. It's definitely off-center top to bottom, and there's a tiny bit of an ink line right there from the printing. But just a super sharp rookie card. And, I was obviously just happy it was authenticated, and maybe a 5, but love the look of it. Gorgeous card. One of my favorite cards in my collection for sure. All right, next up. All right, Anthony Miller. I bought this one on eBay. Rated rookie, optic, 2018, PSA 10. I was really big on Anthony Miller. Second round draft pick, if I remember right, for the Bears. And he had a really good rookie season. He had over 400 yards, 7 touchdowns. His second year on a Thanksgiving game against the Lions, he had like 140 or 150 yards receiving. So I was really thinking he was going to be something, but then didn't really do much. I mean, he had 3 okay years with the Bears and then got traded, and that was kind of it. I didn't see too much from him afterwards. Still love the card, though, and happy to have it, but was really hoping he was going to be something. All right, then next up, a guy who was something for a couple of years for the Bears, for 3 years. He did really, really well, especially his rookie season. This is a 2017 Purple Crystals Prism, Gem Mint 10, and this is a numbered card, numbered 37 out of 75. And yeah, he was awesome. As a rookie, he ran for over 1,300 yards, averaged 5.2 yards a carry. He was an all-rookie team and made the Pro Bowl that year. So he was great for the Bears. And then was traded, or I don't know if he was traded or just signed as a free agent elsewhere. He played for the Eagles, and but yeah, those years with the Bears were his best for sure. And then I have 2005 score Cedric Benson. He was the 4th pick of the draft for the Bears back in 2005. He was just amazing at Texas. Senior year, 1,800 yards, 5.6 yards a carry, and 19 touchdowns. I'm always looking for the next Bear great running back, and they've had some really, really good ones. Some of them like Howard and Anthony Thomas, who came out just so strong and then kind of just didn't really do too much afterwards. Cedric Benson was the opposite. He did okay with the Bears, but he split carries with Thomas Jones a lot. He was part of the Bears Super Bowl team back in the day that, 2006, that made it to the Super Bowl. He even scored a touchdown in the championship game against the Saints. But it wasn't really until he went to the Bengals in 2008 that he did really, really well. Became a 1,000-yard running back. And he ended his career with 6,000 yards, 120 or so catches. Yeah, talented player. Unfortunately, he did pass away a few years ago. I think it was a motorcycle accident, if I remember right, but very, very talented running back for sure. And then one of my favorite guys, Walter's replacement. I couldn't afford the Gem 10 rookie card of Anderson at the time, so I decided to get his second-year card. And I love the second-year card, too. And thought it'd be cool to get a PSA 10 of him in that one. But a big Neil Anderson fan. He did really, really well, made some Pro Bowls, just a really great replacement for Peyton. And then just kind of like slowed down and dropped off near the end of his career. But fan favorite in Chicago for sure. All right, next up. Okay, so there was a time when I still may do this. I had a plan to get the 1986 Topps Chicago Bears cards. My plan was to get all of them in a PSA 9. And I may get back to that and try again, but you'll see a handful of 1986 Topps cards now. So this is the year after they won the Super Bowl, but the cards and then the statistics and info on the back talk about their Super Bowl run from Super Bowl 20. Love this Jim McMahon card. It's one of my favorites of him, just having the in-action shot like that. And yeah, I love that card. Love Jim McMahon in general. And then I've got the Dan Hampton Hall of Famer, Mint 9 for Dan Hampton right there. Then we've got the Richard Dent in the 9 as well. Again, Hall of Famer, Super Bowl MVP, All-Pro from the 85 season. And then we got the Dave Duerson rookie card, the late Dave Duerson. Great player, part of that fantastic Chicago Bears defense in the 9 as well. And I also picked up Leslie Frazier. Some of you may remember him as a head coach in the NFL. And really like that card as well. And I think this is the last one. I've got the Kevin Butler, Butthead is his nickname, Mint 9 of Butler as well. And then I've got the Peyton at an 8.5. If I were to get all the other team cards in a 9, I'd probably try to pick up a Peyton 9 as well. So those are the ones that I have so far. And there are a lot of players in the set, but I really would like to get them all, including the team card. But as of right now, that's what I've got. Next up, I've got the Richard Dent rookie card. This is his 1985 Topps, PSA 8. Really like that card as well. You know, I should probably stop saying that. I like every one of these cards, right? That probably goes without saying. But Richard Dent rookie card. He actually started in the 83 season. So it would have been cool if they had made a rookie card of him this year. So this is Jim McMahon's second year, PSA 8. Back with his headband. No Roselle or any other info on there, but one of the all-time characters in the NFL. Really big-time winning quarterback. A lot of success with the Chicago Bears. One of my all-time favorite Bears as well. Speaking of all-time favorite Bears, this is my 1984 Topps Mike Singletary Mint 9. Shout out to Bradley Claus, who just this past week sent me a gift of a Mike Singletary autograph card. I'm still kind of on a high from that. It just really made my day, so thank you for that. This is Mike Singletary's second card that was made, and all pro there. I love this set. I always love the design, the Bears logo, the team name, so very happy to have that as well. And the rookie card for Mike Singletary, 1983 Topps, and again, just like with Dent, Singletary started in 81, so it would have been really cool to have an 82 card of him. However, we didn't get it, but really like this one as well. So there's the Singletary rookie card. McMahon's rookie card is from that year as well. And, okay, so next up, this is a rookie card of Brian Boschnagel, Mint 9. I always just really liked him. He played up until the Super Bowl season. He was injured, but he was still with the team and a part of the team. He did get a ring for that year, even though he wasn't able to play. But a solid wide receiver, and he does TTMs as well. I wrote to him after I started my channel, and he wrote back and answered some questions in a letter. So I was very happy to have that. Really good rookie year, 754 yards. And when we're talking 1976, when the defenses could play a little differently, That's really, really good, especially for a Bears receiver. Man, they historically have a tough time. All right, next up we got Ed Obradovich, PSA 8, OB. He's a Chicago favorite, and he actually was born in Illinois. He played college at Illinois. He was voted one of the 100 greatest Bears of all time. He played himself in the Brian Song movie, so that's where I kind of really resonated with him was from that. But he's been around Chicago since, and Zach from Zach and Porter and I, we even talked about, he's so passionate. He played football, he analyzes it, but he really is a true fan, and he can get really riled up. He and the late Doug Buffone used to have a show together, a radio show, post-game commentary. I actually saw OB totally going nuts. I think it was like 2019. He and Dan Hampton just totally went off on the Bears, and it was pretty fun to see, though, because these are guys who, they were with the team, they've been there, and they were not suffering any fools. And really old school mentality on the field, and popular player for sure. Very happy to have that card as well. All right, next up, one of my all-time favorite Chicago Bears, Brian Piccolo. So if you follow my channel, you probably heard me mention I'm named after Brian Piccolo. I kind of call myself, I say I was born a Bears fan. So I live in Utah, but die-hard Chicago Bears fan. I've even said if Utah ever had a pro team, I'd root for them. They'd be my number 2 team, but like the Chicago Bears will and always are my number 1 team. And it's funny because if you look at this card here, his name is B-R-I-A-N. However, they spelled it B-R-Y-O-N on the front, and then B-R-Y-A-N on the back. So they misspelled it twice, and, a third time right here. Pretty funny. But he's one of my all-time favorites. If you haven't watched the movie Brian Song, the original one with James Caan and Billy D. Williams, highlighting his relationship with Gale Sayers and his struggle with cancer. He was diagnosed with cancer during his playing days and passed away, unfortunately, very young, way too young. And just an all-time great sports movie, friendship movie, and I would highly recommend that. This is a PSA 8. I was so thrilled to get this one. My mom got me an ungraded copy that's in a lot worse condition when I was a kid, and that one is precious to me as well, but I'm really happy to also have this one. So Brian Piccolo, right there. All right, next up, one of my favorite cards as well. I couldn't afford the rookie card at the time. Maybe one of these days. It's on my list, but a Mike Ditka rookie is on my list. But this is the 64 Philadelphia, near mint 8. Very happy to have this card. I think it's a gorgeous card, and love the old school look here. 89, Hall of Famer, coach of the Bears for Super Bowl 20. Just love that card. All right, next up, we've got Doug Atkins. This guy was just a beast. He's giant. What is he, 6'8"? And just a great, great player for the Chicago Bears. This is a PSA 7 for this one. He spent 2 years with the Cleveland Browns before a dozen years with the Chicago Bears. He finished up with the Saints. I remember there was an NFL Films documentary on him, and just a real awesome beast of a football player. 2-time NFL champ with the Bears. Made the Pro Bowl 8 times, and he is a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, just like Mike Ditka. And one of my favorite Bears from back in the day, thanks to NFL Films, is Willie Gallimore. So this is Willie the Wisp Gallimore. There is a great NFL Films highlight on him as well, where they talked to some of the great defensive players of all time who just had nothing but really good things to say about Willie Gallimore. I remember one of the players said he's like Hugh McElhenney, who's a Hall of Famer, but faster. He never ran for 1,000 yards in a season, but NFL Films commented that each run from Gallimore was like a Rembrandt. I mean, he just had these very memorable plays. He was very fast, very elusive. It just looked like he was always running downhill. Just a great player. In 1958, he was an All-Pro, and he was a champion in 1963. Unfortunately, before the 64 season, his life was cut short. He was only 29 years old. He was in an automobile accident with his teammate, and he passed away. He was a very talented player, active in the civil rights movement. His number 28 is retired by the Bears. And if I can find it, I'll try to include a link to his NFL Films reel that I saw when I was a kid that made me a big fan of his as well. But that's the 59 Topps right there. All right, just a couple more cards left. This one right here, 1959 as well, just like the Gallimore. I really like this set. It just looks so vintage to me. But this is a PSA 4 of Stan Wallace. I believe I got this card maybe from J.R. Specie over at Frank Specie's channel, which I really appreciate. I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, that's how I got it. But I really like this card. Card number 40. I love the bear with on top of the football there. And yeah, so he played 6 or 7 years with the Chicago Bears. And yeah, so I have that one as well. And then right here, this I picked up since I started my channel. This is a 1955 Bowman Jim Dooley, who played halfback. He was a coach for the Bears as well. So he played a dozen years, no, I think it was, how long did he play? Maybe 10, somewhere between 10 and 12 years with the Bears. And he was also a head coach of the Bears. In fact, he was a head coach for the Bears during the time that Brian Piccolo was sick and went through that with the team. He coached them from 68 to 71. So he would have coached Sayers and Butkus and some of those great players. And he actually passed away from ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, a while back. I know Steve McMichael right now is dealing with that. Poor guy. Oh, but wishing him well for sure. And then another one of my favorite cards. This is Clyde Bulldog Turner. It's a PSA 5 from 1951 Bowman. I love this set. I think these are really nice cards. And this one's a sharp-looking card for a 5 overall. I really like this card. So he's another guy who's a Chicago Bears Hall of Famer. He was a center and a linebacker. You can see him kind of in his center pose right there. He played 13 years with the Bears. They won 4 championships with him. 7-time All-Pro. In 1942 or 43, he led the NFL in interceptions. He's part of the 1940s All-Decade team. And just like Gallimore, his number is retired. 66 is retired by the Bears. And Bulldog was a nickname he was given. If I remember the story right, he and a teammate in college gave each other nicknames. And so he gave his teammate the nickname Tiger, and he was Bulldog. So Bulldog and Tiger, and it stuck with him. And one of the all-time great Chicago Bears, and my second oldest graded Chicago Bears card. So that would be, this one right here is my very oldest and my last card to show today. 1950 Bowman Washington Serini. That is my oldest card. He played 4 years with the Bears, and in 1948 he was all NFL second team. And that is the back right here, 1950 Bowman. Yeah, so anyway, that's my oldest graded card of a Chicago Bear right there. Love that card. I think that might be my oldest graded card, period. But anyway, yeah, so that right there is it for today. But those are my Chicago Bears graded cards. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. I'll be back with more in the near future. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And as always, go Bears.